Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Metroid Prime Corruption. In the last episode, we woke up a month after our attack to find out A, our body is producing a phazon, and B, all three of the other hunters that were sent to explore various areas we've lost contact with them. This episode, we've come to Bryyo, this kind of fiery planet, to try and find out what happened to Rundas, the Iceman, who cameth here. That's a very obscure reference. Either way, with that weird paneling system there removed, we have this bit of lore here. The Age of Science. The ships of Bryyo sped to the stars in all directions, bearing the banner of peace. Soon we found stellar brethren, the Chozo, the Luminoth, and the Eela. Not heard of them before. Chozo were obviously the ones that made Samus' suit, and the Luminoth were the ones from Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Starborn knowledge came to Bryyo, whatever, and we gladly sent our wisdom to our new friends in return. The hearts of Bryyo were filled with pride, and they honoured the lords of science for the wonders we provided. As the time of new Bryyo came to be, the old ways faded. The cries of joy from those who honoured science covered the angry shouts of those who mourned the old ways, the primal traditions. It's just like Brexit. Anyway, topical. Well, not really topical because it's happened now. But either way, politics aside, we get now to Bryyo Cliffside, and for some reason, the first time I played this game, I got stuck here. It's a cool view. You've got all these like weird blobs chained to the ground that look like they're trying to escape, which is well cool. There's some good views in this game because they've got a lot of higher budget for this kind of rendering than just the weird blurry map paintings that the earlier Metroid Primes had. Two things that you can scan down here. This thing here is a Korba. Works with Snatchers to feed. Vulnerable to successive concussive blasts. It just says concussive blast, not successive. I made that up. And these are the Snatchers. Works with the Korba to feed. Vulnerable to concussive blasts. Concussive blast always means Morphball bombs. This is what I apparently couldn't figure out when I played this for the first time. This bit here. Scans select an unusually high amount of telluric alloy in this section of the cliffside. So, indeed, telluric alloy again means Morphball bombs. And in we go. So, we kind of want to go up to the right, but left is really our target. How do we get up, you say? Well, you notice the Snatchers attach onto you, and then they inflate themselves, and you rise up towards the Korba. But I'm controlling myself here. I can move left and right, and as such, you can avoid falling prey to the Korba, then walk to where you want to be, drop a couple of Morphball bombs, and the Snatchers will get off you, and you'll be given a missile expansion for your efforts. You're supposed to do that up and to the right and crack through that bit of telluric alloy and head over to the right. But you can do it this way, grab the missile expansion, and just hop over the top way. Ta-da! Here we go. This thing, we just need to... It's got an ornamental panel covering the statue. It looks like it could be ripped off with enough force. Usually these grapple lasso points need to be scanned in order to actually be detectable as what they are. Statue contains several litres of an unstable fuel gel. Igniting the gel may destroy the statue. Oh, that happened instantly. I was kind of expecting it to smoulder for a bit first. Time for an upgrade! Armor suit upgrade acquired. Grapple swing online. Lock onto grapple points and swing across. So this is the same grapple that we had in Metroid Prime 1 and 2, just the idea that you could you can swing over grapple points from it. Now that we have that, we can get the grapple points for our logbook. Yeah, generally things that you can interact with only tend to become viable scans once you've actually got the thing that lets you interact with them. Anyway, now back here. This isn't what I thought. What? Well, I thought there were enemies here, the new and exciting type of Reptilicus, but that is not the case. So instead, we just need to come across to this top way, and there are gel puffers here. You'll notice it periodically starts raining, and Bryyo, it's a nice touch. Destroy the gel puffers first, and then we can just Spider-Man our way along here, which is excellent fun, as ever. And, oh, ow, spiky boys. We've got these kind of panels here. If we scan them, it will say... Panel mountings appear to be weak from age, may be ripped off with enough force, and indeed, we can just grapple them off, like so, and reveal the entrance to a Morphball system. You don't have to grapple them all off, because I know which way it goes. It's just the first one. Oh, and the last one, apparently, balls. Ugh, I'm a fool. I'm getting better at doing the grapple lasso, actually. That's good. It is all about, like, the sharp turn that you use to break it off at the end. If anything, a flick of the wrist works a little bit, works pretty well. Now, back here, is this where there are things? No, it's definitely not. I I should have cut is what I should have done, but you know, here we go. It's when we're back in that kind of gateway area. Oh no, it's here, it is here. So this is just, we faced Reptilicus Hunters last time. This is just a regular Reptilicus. Teleports across short distances, like you do. I should probably use missiles occasionally. We're getting to that point now. Once you get into the kind of 20-30 missiles range, you tend to get them back more often than you use them. For now, at least until we start getting other shit later on. So, hanging on to missiles is always a bad idea. If you're following my guide along, you'll have plenty of missiles, so do use the bastards. They're there to be used. Either way, now here at the gateway, there are flying around... Well, there's another Reptilicus up there, which I'm just going to ignore. There are night barbs flying around in case you weren't able to scan them at the beginning, but I was. You can now grapple here, which means getting around... Oh. Ah, you ugly bastard! Oh, off you get. Oh, I already got... I can knock him off the platform. Well, I killed him anyway. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, that was incredibly sweet parkour there. Oh, I'm real good at this. Either way, what we want to do now is, now we've got the grapple swing, that lets us not go over there. We can actually go over to this side here. If I bring the map up, over through there connects to, so that's the satellite uplink on the downed ship, and that's where we're heading at the moment. I could have shown you where this is earlier, like through this door, but without the grapple swing we couldn't have done anything there. More ice going on here. Elements of Phazon within the ice compound have begun to attack the trapped bioform. Ooh, that's not a particularly nice end for anyone. This fellow was terminated. He was impaled on an ice shard before being frozen. At least that one's actually dead. I suppose that's something. Scan Shriekbats here if you haven't already. And over here as well is our immediate target. This is the GFS Theseus. Griffin-class frigate identified as the GFS Theseus. Kind of said that twice. Now we just need to break into the ship itself. There is an impenetrable shield there, which is invulnerable to even the heaviest of weapon fire, but we can crack through this one here with Morphball bombs and work our way into the ship. And here's a new thing. It's a Pulse Bombu, or a Luminov, like, Azeroth-class drone, or whatever the fuck they call them. Diligence-class drone, or something like that. But no, this game calls it an Atomic. Basically, you just need to shoot it a few times, and it will die. If you get too close to it, or use a charge beam, it'll start flying around like a lunatic. Or do you have to wait for it to start firing? Either way, it's dead. Now, to actually wire everything up here, we have this panel here. Protective panel is held in place by security clamp locks. Indeed, we... Oh, do we miss all them? No, charge beam is enough. I was shaking my fucking wrist like I was going to try and grapple the bastards. Here we do need to grapple, so we need to connect some power couplings. So get those in place on either side. And then there is one up there. Flick and twist. And that one there. Flick and twist. Well, that was a cool series of mechanics, and it gets even cooler here. Right, I'm raising my arm forward before I interacting with this one to make this easier. Pull back, twist, push in. Yeah, that's much easier. You just have to be holding your Wii remote outwards like you're bloody casting a spell. Man, I thought that firing off the satellite is cool as fuck, where it kind of goes whoop, 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 and everything clicks into everything else. Anyway, that gives us the map for the whole area. And it means the whole area. There's actually 3 different flight locations on here. There's Thorn Jungle Air Dock and Fiery Air Dock. There's also the Bryyo Seed in the middle, but that's protected by a shield, which we can't get through. If we look back on this bit, you will see this also has a few areas we've not been to. That one we can't get to because it's behind a white door. And we have this area ahead of us here in the Theseus, which we also can't do anything with for now. You'll have to kind of take my word for it. So, let's... Actually, for now, we've got some more stuff to do. We need to get out of here by... Well, I think we're going to get talked to first.
Samus, the satellite data has revealed 2 distinct energy signatures. They must be supplying power to the seed. If these targets are eliminated, the shield will be removed. We are uploading the location of each energy signature and nearby landing sites.
So, 2 energy signatures to take out, and then we're all good. We've now got, I see you've noticed I've come back into these Morphball Tunnels. There's a way we can go onto the top that we couldn't go before it was blocked by something. Oh no, that was why. We couldn't get up here in any way. Oh no, we could. I don't know. I'm doing a thing there called a Morphball double jump. You lay 3 bombs in a pattern. You could go 1, 1, 2, and you time it such that then when the first one goes off, The second one then goes off just after and launches you up into the air. Here we have Gragnol Adult, resistant to most weaponry, but physical stress can destroy it, which means you gotta just rip them apart. Come on, there we go. Which feels a bit nasty, that you're just like pulling insects to pieces like some kind of psychopath. But coming up here is nice because it gets us a missile expansion. Wonderful. Now, we basically just need to head back to the ship, but there is something irritating and scan-worthy along the way, so I shan't cut immediately. But yeah, the thorny air dock and the fiery air dock are our goals for now. Oh, that's a Reptilicus. I'm just going to ignore you, fuck you. No, I really thought I did fall off there. I'm quite surprised that I didn't. Oh, I forget the little bastard teleports. So here, we need to align these statues. Ow, God, I punched myself in the ear. Fucking hell, that hurt. Well, I punched my headphones, so it actually made just a loud sound rather than actually hurting, but it felt like it hurt, which sounds real stupid. It sounded like it hurt. Play the cutscene, I'm being a fool. Remember at the last episode it said there was a hopper hive. Indeed, it produces these little fellas. Alpha Hopper spits venom at prey from a distance to use his talons in close range battle. We got to fight a couple of them here, so this is a pretty good chance to do a little bit of hyper mode. Let's see, so we fight 5 of them in total, I believe. There's another 2 there, so we can just buzz them both with the old Phazon Beam, or Hyper Beam it's actually called, not Phazon Beam, it's called the Phazon Beam in the first game. We've rinsed a full energy tank there, but worth it. So you'll notice there, we're back on full health, because so you inject the energy tank and the energy is instantly spent. If you get then a healing upgrade while you're in hyper mode, that will bring you back up to full health when you get out of hyper mode. As you'll have seen, using the Phazon Beam drains the hyper mode meter, but also, we haven't seen it much, but being hit in hyper mode also does. And then you can go back at any time by holding plus, and after 25 seconds the safety kicks in anyway, so you can't just wander around in hyper mode all the time. Anyway, we've got the ship here, so I'm going to save and enter it. So, as ever, when we're in the ship, we have options and controls, and we can fly to places, and we want to head to the Thorn Jungle air dock. Our actual goal isn't the fiery air dock, we can't do much in the Thorn Jungle, but there's something we can do there which is really handy to do sooner rather than later. So, the Thorn Jungle looks about like what you would expect, and despite there being stuff everywhere, nothing to scan. Different music, all the 3 parts of Bryyo have different music, so no more pounds and pounds of beef here. So, that pirate has gone into hyper mode. They're never a unique scan when they're in hyper mode, they always just tells you, creature has entered hyper mode, normal weapons deal less damage, vulnerable to hyper mode attacks. To fight hyper mode, use hyper mode. Nice easy way to kill the bastards here. And we've got the energy tank, so why the fuck not? I'll take the rest of that help and leave. The only thing I've really come here for is over here. There is a wall, and it says, scan state the high levels of crystallized fuel gel are embedded within the rock, which means kablamo! Oh yes, I always forget it's not missiles. So igniting or blowing up fuel gel is charged shots, which becomes real important next episode. But yes, there's just a cheeky little energy tank here. And that's just really handy to have. We can't do anything else here, we just need to head over to the fiery air dock. But to go into the nonsense we got to do in the fiery air dock with an additional energy tank, always nice. Health, great. Hyper mode, great. Right, let's fly over. So, welcome to the fiery air dock and Bryyo Fireside. And it's real fiery. There's fuel gel everywhere. There's fuel gel everywhere. Really should have seen that coming. And it's a useful scan. Has identified fuel gel. Substance is highly volatile. Contact with gel can cause damage. Yes, I did learn that the hard way. Up here as well. A Phrygian class gunship. Galactic Federation records the identity of the pilot as Rundas. The engines are still warm. The trail's not as cold as we thought. I'm very clever. And I think we're going to hold it there. That's so creepy, the war golem up ahead. That's like embedded in the wall. Stonework bears the mark of Skarn, a gladiator in the Primals armies. Yes, we heard a bit of that about the history of the Primals versus the Lords of Science on Bryyo, and we'll get a bit more of that next episode. So thank you very much for watching. We've got the grapple swing, and we've discovered from the map that we need to take out 2 energy sources in order to crack through that shield. Next episode, we'll be doing just that. We'll be trying to breach our way into the Leviathan. Thank you very much, and good day.